probably charge my phone. Oh, that's right. I need this. So I got my Pokemon. Got my Pokeball in there. Booyakasha. Turn that off. Where does my chat show up? Should probably find out what that is, right? What's that do? That didn't do nothing. Is that my chat? Chat filter. Top messages. Okay. Guessing it's just gonna wait for someone to say something. I'm so alone. I'm so bored. Oh my god, this drive is insane. Oh, this drive sucks. Basically, an hour east of Palm Springs. Left at like 7 this morning, and I'm now in Stockton, and it's 3 o'clock. Wow, that drive sucked. I do not really want to do that again anytime soon. Wipe that off. Clean my screen. Oh, hello. Oh, good. My chat does show up on the bottom. This drive sucks. Not tired, though, so that's cool. I'm just bored out of my skull. Dude, that Friday drive sucked. It was horrible going down. Just chaos going through LA. Woo! And then I got up this morning to drive home. No traffic. It was great. Friday, death. Sunday, blank. Now I'm going through Stockton. I'm gonna head to the field, pick up the cash from the weekend, go to the store, pick up the cash from the weekend, deposit that in. We got some pyro pre-orders that came in, so I got to do some Enola Gay orders. Very exciting. How's your day? How are things, everyone? All 2 of you. I hope I'm coming. I hope the audio's fairly clear. Hope it's not shaky. That's gonna suck. If the audio is rattly, let me know. I'll just plug my microphone in, because I have one. Of course I do. I don't sell drugs behind the gas station. I sell them in front of the gas station. I'm not afraid of anything. Let me know if the audio's too shaky. I got my phone in a holder, so if I need to plug my mic in, I'll just put a mic in. But sometimes it gets rattly. Excellent. Audio is fine. I am in fact a bad man. I've never claimed the contrary. The things I have done in my 20s and 30s were awful. If anything, this is me being peak wholesome. Someone is not familiar with the details of the last 20 years of my life. I'm a bad man. And there's no one hardly on the road going through Stockton. Oh, I'm so happy this is the home stretch of this ridiculous road trip. Thanks. I love Kevin James. His last stand-up wasn't so great, but I mean, who didn't love King of Queens as a TV show? Or the Sweating the Small Stuff stand-up. That thing was great. I don't like... Kevin James now is too skinny for me. I like chubby Kevin James. Sure, his liver didn't like chubby, but whatever. Yo, right? Most underrated hot chick ever. No one on the road. Would an Irish Vin Diesel be Vin Petrol? Do they call it diesel in Ireland? I'm going 80. This dude is cruising past me on 5. I don't feel that bad. I was going like 85 the whole time. Homies were zooming past me. CHP did not care. I made great time going through Central California. Oh, hello. I do not want to join the EU. I like miles and feet and pounds. Kilograms. Get out of here. Your kilo measurements. Why are there so many people going so fast through Stockton right now? Bro, the hottest in King of Queens. Why is it's super gloomy here right now. Bro, down at AMS, it was like sunny. It was like 70 degrees yesterday. It was hella warm. Now it's like I'm back in Gloomydale. I feel like I should go fast. I'm gonna go a little left lane ends. Nope. Better merge into this right lane. AMS was tight. I'm doing basically like a vlog on it. I mean, I had fun. Is it worth going to? Yeah, that's for NorCalers, maybe not. Maybe kind of just stick to Victorville events. I mean, but the event itself was fun. AMS put on a great event. The AO is basically a clean Victorville with one-story structures. Bro, it was such a culture shock to be there, especially when you're just like, for guys like us that are at Victorville, I'm there 3 times a year for Victorville. For 2 of the MSWs and 1 DFE. Like, some of these houses still had carpet. It was wild. Yeah, it was a fun event. Is it worth going to for NorCalers? The average airsofter, probably not. Just because it's such a, bro, it is a drive. Plus it's 265. And it's really just a DFE experience at another place. That's all. So for $265, what you're not getting is an experience superior to a Victorville experience. That's not real. But it's quality. So like if you're in LA or if you're in like Arizona, if it's like a 4 to 6 hour drive and you've got the money, yeah, go. Absolutely, you should go. They did a great job. I got to hang out with the boys. I got to hang out with Eddie. If I did my night vision recording set up right, I got some night vision footage. Nothing good, just like some silly stuff, because the night game had all of 20 people on that AO. It's whatever. But it's the same DFE casual crowd, so it was cool. I don't know. So the cadre guys, MSW cadre guys were there. Justin was there. Brian was there. Max was there. Spence was there. Jet and Miguel were there. So I don't know if they were there just to check out the venue to see if it's worth it for Milsim West, just to go play airsoft. I didn't have that conversation with them. I don't know. Here's the other thing. So let's say you were gonna have a Milsim West event there. What time of year would you have it? You got Clovis in February, DFE in March, then the Insurgency in May, plus all the, goodness, and plus whenever, gosh darn, Lion Claws does their thing. So when would you have it? September? Eesh. I don't know about that. Because feasibly, if you were to have it like September time frame, how's that going to impact your October Victorville ticket sales? Like, that's the stuff I was thinking about. Like, all right, let's say they did have it. Let's say it was just as, it cost the same amount of money as Victorville, because Victorville costs like $30,000 for the weekend, something like that. When are you gonna have it? I don't know. I don't think it would be that great. Like, I don't know who that event would be for if they did it. Because look at all the dudes that go to Victorville anyway. So maybe you could start looking at it in the off chance Victorville were to one day go away. You can kind of start prepping and building up another venue, I suppose. But when you have it, bro, I don't know. Maybe a raid you could do there. That could be cool. See, I never see Victorville going away because that area is just so messed up. No one's gonna buy it. The county owns it. And if you've got Desert Fox, 2 Milson West events, and a Lion Claw, if you've got 4 big events there, basically guaranteed every year, why sell it? It's making money by purely existing. What do you think? Who's gonna buy that land and put houses across from a federal prison or a mini mall? Bro, no one's gonna do anything with Victorville because Victorville as a town, that whole area is just poor. So I don't see Victorville ever going away. So really, if we're saying replace Victorville, we really need to ask, okay, why would it replace Victorville? I don't think it's cheaper than Victorville. I don't know. But I also don't know how much that AO costs for the weekend. I think Victorville is a better AO. Especially, it's already pre-established. Dog, so here's what sucks. And I'm putting all this in the vlog. The nearest gas station for Desert Center is 30 minutes away. Now, I'm not talking like 30 minutes going through city streets, blah, blah, blah. Because if you're in Victorville, if you're at George Air Force Base, you can be back at your Airbnb in less than 30 minutes, and you're passing all kinds of businesses along the way. Dog, there is nothing within 30 minutes on the freeway. So you hop on to get to the freeway is about 10-15 minutes, depending on how mock Jesus you're going. And then it's another 30 minutes after you get on the freeway going 70 to 80 miles an hour to get to the nearest gas station. There's nothing around that area. So I don't know. Because anytime MSW picks up an AO, they always want to see if they can run at least a Desert Fox events there. I don't think you can do DFE there. I don't. Maybe. I don't know. It all just kind of depends. I would go, obviously. I don't count. I'm an airsoft crackhead. I'll go anywhere. Obviously, I just drove all the way down, basically to Palm Springs for a day and a half. Oh, now it's getting rainy. So I don't see it replacing Victorville unless Milson West lost Victorville. But if Milson West loses Victorville, everyone else, DFE and Lion Claws, also lose Victorville. So I don't see that AO going away. Airsoft has destroyed 2 structures on Victorville, and we're still playing there. You could play there still 4 times a year. I think Victorville's fine. So I don't know. I think Victorville's a better AO overall. I think it's way more marketable. I think it's way easier to get more ticket sales there. That personal opinion. But again, I also don't know the financial back end. So let's say that AO cost $10,000 for the weekend. Hell yeah, put up an event. Let's make some money. But I don't know. Again, I don't know. It'd be cool if they had it. I don't know if they're gonna. But if I don't know, for me, like, if Brian goes to an event, but bro, Brian Clarkson went to this thing? To me, that says they're looking at it. Personal opinion, I don't know. What do I know? I'm just a silly head. that needs to shave his head. I'm so glad I didn't shave my head before I went down, because I was sleeping in my car with my beanie on, and every time I shave my head, my beanie always like floats up to the top because there's nothing for it to grab onto, like to stay static. Yeah, that was a good call on my part. But now, dude, I feel messy because there's no Airbnbs or hotels for like an hour in either direction. I slept on site. I camped out in my car, which is kind of like a Victorville experience. Like, you know, you get all that Victorville, like that dirt and junk in your nostrils, and you just feel mucky. I feel mucky. I feel like I just got out of a Milson West event, more or less. Maybe not as sweaty, but definitely as like gunky. You know what I mean? Like that feeling where you're like, ooh, I really need to shave and take a shower. Like that's how I feel right now. I feel dirty. Ooh, I'm dirty. I'm a dirty little girl. Can we please drive faster than 70 miles an hour? Oh, good. You're going to merge in. Cool. Now I get to be slow and behind you. Great. I'm so excited. Oh, are you going to sneak in here too? Get fucked. Well, I'm going to zip ahead of everyone just before I get behind this tanker truck and then cut in dangerously. Great. How's everyone's day? Don't mind me. I keep forgetting I have adaptive cruise control. Why don't I just use that? Somewhere in here is my... No, I'm on the 5. I'm going through Lodi. Somewhere in my car is my jacket, like my sweatshirt. I don't know where it's at. I hope to God I didn't leave it at the AO. I've had a sweatshirt for a long time. The gameplay for AMS was fun, but again, it's Revolt, as far as gameplay went, was no different fundamentally than DFE, or I assume Lion Claws, because I don't do Lion Claws. But it's just airsoft. It's come as you go airsoft. What was cool about AMS is they didn't do a lunch break. They just kept going. And they rolled right into the night game. That was cool. I like that. But there was also like no one for the night game, and IFF was next to impossible. So I was kind of able to do IFF, because since I had my nods on, if the uniform was a little bit darker, that was basically the green team. If it looked like a slightly lighter uniform, I just started shooting. I started blasting. I think that got me like a B- rating as far as IFF went. I got some pretty funny footage. Like anyone that's seen any of my like event vlogs, I don't take any of this stuff seriously. I could have gone to Revolt, not taken a gun, and had a blast. I don't care. Me and Ryan did so much goofy stuff. I hope it makes for an entertaining vlog, because God knows you're not getting any like crazy gameplay out of me. I thought about doing like a GoPro on my hat setup, then I stopped caring. It's like, no, I don't care. I don't give a damn. Everyone does gameplay. No one does stupid vlogs. Stupid vlog guy. Let's go. Oh, look, I shot this guy with an airsoft gun and I added a to it. Boring. Next. Looks like everyone else. How's everyone's weekend? 5's not that bad right now. I'm going through like, I think I'm just going through about the center of Lodi. Maybe. Pretty clear. But it started sprinkling a little bit, so everyone's freaking out. California drivers. Yeah, correct. AMS, all right, this is a hot take. AMS is fundamentally no different than Lion Claws or DFE. They might do a few things, they might change some stuff here and there, but fundamentally, it's still just like big pickup airsoft. Meaning, by that I mean, you can come and go off the field as you want, you bring your own BBs, there's gonna be kids with dye masks, there's gonna be kids that are coming straight off the regular public play scene into this, a lot of younger kids, a lot of newer players, which is why I really just kind of stick to Milsim West events. Again, I feel like kind of a douchebaggy airsoft elitist when I say that, but if the average airsofter is getting drunk off of like 3 beers and a shot, I'm barely catching a buzz with a thimble of fentanyl. That's kind of that's where I'm at in my life, my airsoft life right now. It's the easiest way I know how to explain it. So why do you think I don't fuck with fields? I'm not going to field play, bro. Are you insane? But it's still quality. Like, all 3 of them still put on quality events. That's how they're still existing years and years and years into their business development. It does. So I got to talk to Jet about where he wants to go with DFE. It's pretty much Victorville right now because it's really hard to sell airsoft events to airsoft fields at a higher than airsoft field price. For instance, DFE used to go to D14 in Texas. D14's a regular ass airsoft field. So it's really hard to charge $100+ for 2-3 days of airsoft, when for the same 2-3 days of airsoft, it's like $50-$75. You know what I mean? That'd be like, imagine if DFE was at Combat Zone. Like, that'd be really hard to sell triple the price, and you're still playing at the same field. So I get it. He's gonna try and explore some non-airsoft field venues here and there. That's basically it. I might see if he wants, probably won't. It might not be worth it to him because I know he's really got to like make a significant amount of money. I wanted to see if he'd be interested in doing a DFE at Combat Zone. I'm almost positive that answer is no, because there's no way you're going to get more than 200 players. DFE at Colorado could work, but the problem, I don't want to say problem, but like the problem you're going to run into is there's not that many players for that field. So we're both talking about, for context, we're both talking about the Colorado AO at the McNeil Scout Ranch in Elbert. That's the same one that we did the Milsim West Colorado event at, and that's the same one that American Milsim uses for their, I think they call it 1893 or something like that, or 1863, something like that. I don't think either event is going to get more than like 300-400 players. So depending on what their overhead is, that might not be worth it. I don't know. AMS keeps going back there. We'll see if Milsim West is going to go back there. I think they are. I haven't asked anyone. I just have a hunch that they'll do it again. We'll see. If anything, I could see DFE at like Shalley or at Mutsy or something like that. I could see it there. That could be cool. Or like any of the CQB, like the city style Milsim West events, the urban environment Milsim West events. I could see DFEs there. But we're pretty much hosed in California because of the weather. Because when it's hot for a long time. Bro, I wanted to do an event at Clovis. I was gonna ask David, like, hey, what would it cost for like me to run an event at Clovis? The problem is, when the hell would I do it? That doesn't already compete with the other pre-existing airsoft events, your DFEs, your line claws, and so on and so forth, and that also wouldn't compete with the summer weather, and that also wouldn't compete with anything pre-existing in the second half of the year. It kind of doesn't really exist. Like, we're kind of full. There's not really room for a lot of new stuff because the weather sucks. Why do you think there's so few events on the West Coast compared to like the Midwest and the East Coast? We're just kind of screwed. Womp womp. Dog, Milson, West Colorado was my favorite. Granted, like, I know that didn't go exactly the way Cadre wanted, but I personally thought it was wonderful. I had a wonderful time. That was my favorite Milson West experience. Again, you talk to like most of the guys that were cadreing it, or like if you talk to Max that didn't, like, they wanted it to go in a different direction, they had higher either hopes or expectations. I had a friggin' blast. I enjoyed it heavily. But my Milson West expectation is so low. I'm happy to be there. I don't even need a gun. I could camp. I just camp. We could just have cosplay camping and I'd have a wonderful time. I don't give a damn. Was up at Victorville this year and you seemed Jacob, I might have been stoned. I'll be perfectly honest. If you see me at an airsoft event and I seem off, a couple of things are probably happening. I'm either like some sort of work mode. So like for Milsim West, for Victorville, well, for like the Force event, I will usually be like unpaid cadre. So for October, I was platoon sergeant, and there was so much going on. Like me, Corey, and Cole were trying to like figure out like how to make sure that everyone was having such a good experience. That's like kind of where my mind was. Plus I was high. So I promise it's not against you. If you find me in the, well, even in the parking lot, I'm usually busy. Yeah. So I don't want to say I work Milsim West events. That sounds corny as fuck. But I usually have a lot going on, and that's where my brain is. So when dudes like trying to like holler, like say, hey, what's up? Unless it's like guys that I know, like that I hang out with personally, this, that, or the other thing, I'm usually, even those guys, I'm usually like, hey, I love you. I got to go over here now. Plus I'm high. And I'm high to make the other stuff easier for my brain to palate. So if I seem off, I apologize. It's just usually my brain's in work mode. And because I'm getting so stressed out and anxious in work mode, I usually take something. But like, if you see me dead on a Milsim West event, that might be the best time to say what's up. I'll be perfectly honest. Like when I was doing some stuff against Sean's PB in October, I was kicking it with those dudes for like 30 minutes. Just passing a pre-roll around, talking about events, just like talking, just hanging out and getting to know everyone. Or find me at the Insurgency and say what's up. After like Saturday, find me like Saturday, Sunday at an Insurgency. That's when I'm social. So usually the Insurgency will run like civilian check-in and stuff like that. So I'm usually in work mode. Once it kind of gets into the swing of things, I'm usually chill. That's why. I mean, if you like see any of like the content or anything I push out, dude, I'm just a fuck off kid. Unless I have to work, and then my platoon sergeant OCD kicks in, along with whatever I've put into my bloodstream. October, yeah, I don't want to say it was a bust. October was weird. October was definitely weird because it was way warmer than everyone expected. Plus, the October Victorville get such a huge amount of inexperienced players, they all break off so easily, so fast. So we had guys like, we had dudes on the infill bringing like big rolling luggage. Like they were catching a flight to the other side of the country. I helped carry a dude's gun bag, and this shit was hand to God, maybe 30, I would say somewhere between 30 and 45 pounds, because it was about as heavy, maybe a little heavier than a 45-pound weight plate in a gym. And I helped him carry it. I was like, and in one of his big bags, hand to God, he had an inflatable mattress. So you had the heat mixed with guys that are not used to a Milsim West pace, and that's not. So many people expect Victorville Milsim West events to be a sprint when it is a marathon, and because of that, my opinion, Cadre probably has to work harder there than maybe any other event, because it's so deceiving, is what I want to say. So from, like, if you're experienced at Milsim West, you know it's probably the easiest fucking event they have in their roller decks. If that's your first event, you got a real high probability to wash out because you do not know what the fuck you're getting into. So that's kind of why October was so weird, because dudes were just not watching where they were going, cutting themselves on Victorville left and right, and heat stroking in 80-degree temperatures, 70, 80-degree temperatures during the day, because they would bring, like, God knows how much booze and drink no water and try and sprint down an entire patrol base and then just pass out. Dude, last year's fucking October Victorville was the wildest one I've ever been to, from like a pacing standpoint and like an attrition standpoint. And I think that might have been my 4th or 5th Victorville Force event. It was nuts. Very unique. But fucking airsofters are retards, so I don't know what to do. But like as dudes like running platoon and helping out, you're like, what in the fuck do we do about these idiots? Like, hey, don't do that. No, I'm gonna do that. I'll be fine. You're not gonna be fine. Oh no, I'm not fine. I fucking said you weren't gonna be fine. Oh, I gotta go home. What the fuck? Why? Because you're stupid? All right. Dog, it was wild. Like, there were dudes just like sprinting through houses at night, stepping on all kinds of crap, doing that sprint, you know, that sprint stop airsofters do, where they'll sprint really fast and then jump crash into a wall to get them to stop. There were guys doing that, crashing through walls, all kinds of wild, oh my God. Just like, put broken glass everywhere and have someone sprint through it. That's kind of what was happening. So stupid. Like, hey, why don't you walk and drink some water? No, no. Fuck me, I guess. What do I know? Fucking airsofters. The worst. No, blanks are the best. Yeah, October is wild. Oh yeah, I have no bar when I go to Milsim West events. I just go to have fun, see the guys, and just chill. That's it. It's kind of like, so like, the same vibe I have when I go to, like, let's say a music festival or a concert where I'm just going there to enjoy the experience and be with my friends. That is my bar for airsoft events. I don't give a shit about pulling the trigger. I don't care. I don't need that to have fun. I'm going to dress up. I'm going to camp out. I'm going to see my buddies that I'd never get to see outside of airsoft. I get to see Sean, Corey, Josh, Max, all the guys that I love being around that live in different states and time zones. That's why I like Milsim West. It just so happens to be an airsoft event. Yeah, so the pacing was super slow because so many people were washing out because of heat and stupid sports injuries. Josh was just like white selling, like, yo, fuck, like a low-key stand down for the next hour, just so we can, like, like health and welfare check these idiots that don't read anything, that read no information, that watch no YouTube videos, that just show up. That's why October had to be like that. It wasn't Cadre's fault. It was players, new players, not paying attention and not doing any research and thinking it was another line clause or DFE style event where you can do whatever the fuck you want, and that's not how it gets down. Anyone that's been to a number of Millicent West knows exactly what I'm talking about, which sucks because that's so many people that otherwise would have had a wonderful experience, but because of their own ignorance, they chose not to, but whatever. Sometimes you have to touch the stove to know it's hot, and there's nothing you can do about those people. So Cadre will always have a plan of what they... So it's kind of like... All right, here's a good example. Keep in mind that most of the Cadre, if not all of them, I will say 90% of Cadre are former military, specifically combat MOSs. In that job, I'll tell you from experience, customer service isn't really your thing. So there's a lot of Cadre that will just get so frustrated, they have no idea how to handle these fucking idiots. Because there's no, like, there's no customer service Cadre training, like, consistently. It's just a lot of, kind of on the spot, sort of here and there, like, hey, if this happens, call me, we'll deal with it, sort of a thing. It's like being a DM. So, like, one of the reasons why I think Sean is one of the best Cadres, and there are so many great Cadre members, is they're nerds outside of Airsoft. Sean, to me, is one of the best Cadre from a tactical standpoint, but also from a customer service standpoint, because he's a fucking nerd. Meaning, he loves Warhammer. Warhammer is all up, granted there's like the Rule Nazi side of Warhammer, whatever. But he loves painting minis. He loves, like, he knows the backstory and the history of stuff. Sean's a bona fide nerd. A lot of those guys really love Dungeons and Dragons. So if you love D&D, or if you're like me, if you have some experience in entry-level dungeon mastering games, you understand that the plan you have set up and the way you want players to play it is probably not going to happen. So when these things fail, like when they go left instead of right, what's your plan? How are you going to handle that? And if you don't prepare yourself for the most retarded shit, it's going to get real stressful, because that will throw off the vibe of the whole event, because the whole event is group dynamic, not individual, like say a Lion Claws or a DFE. So when you've got 100, 200 fucking people that only give a shit about themselves and the people they came with, and not about the platoon, the company, the battalion, whatever, it's going to kind of shit the bed. So there will often be times where a group of 5-10 dudes will go off, do their own thing, go do it a direct action mission against a whole ass company level PB or platoon level PB, and that will trigger a huge battle that they weren't supposed to have for another 4 hours. You know what I mean? Which, I mean, it goes the way it goes, but shit happens. But again, if you don't have Cadre that truly understand how to be a DM, they're going to get real frustrated because they already have all these other Cadre level tasks they have to do, because the Cadre knows the plan. They know, okay, at this time, we're going to do this, they're going to do that. At this time, these pieces are going to move in this way. And if a wrench gets thrown in those gears, it fucks up the pudding, so to speak. Why is there a held for review message? Who said a silly word? Oh, yeah. Yeah, Sean's the fucking man. But again, you look at Sean and the advanced level nerd he is, And then you look at other cadre members that maybe aren't as nerdy or are way more performance driven, and just as soon as you start like calling out hand and arm signals, you start telling dudes to like flank right, and they look at you like you got a dick on your head. Your natural reaction as a military member is going to be just to start fucking yelling and get mad, because in the moment you don't have time to explain the things that you expect your players to know. Meanwhile, homeboy is 50 pounds overweight and is just struggling to survive, and you want him to go on a squad level mission with a not a complex objective, probably a simple objective, but a fairly complex way that you need to execute it in order to be successful. It's a struggle, you know what I mean? So that happens, but yeah, that's kind of what happened. That was Colorado in a nutshell. So cadre had this expectation and this timeline, but the NATO players were basically so super new and inexperienced that, and there were so many Rus 4 and militia players that were seasoned players that knew exactly what to do. It just came really unbalanced, really. So numerically, it was about even. Maybe NATO had a slight advantage going into it, I can't remember, but I would say the numbers for Colorado at start off were about even. But any experienced Milsim West player knows that if you just keep putting the pressure on, especially at night, and attacking and attacking and attacking and attacking, just like in a fight, if you're just constantly on the objective, throwing kicks, punches, trying to shoot takedowns, and you don't give your opponent a time to take a breath, that dude's going to give up. Well, in Milsim West, that kind of happens the same way. So if you keep going on the objective over and over again, or if you've got like 3 or 5 guys that are constantly going on the offensive in the middle of the night, dudes are just be like, fuck this, I'm not having fun, I'm going to leave. And then that just, dog, once it goes downhill for a newer group of NATO players, you could pretty much index on site, you know what I mean? In Colorado, I got so much sleep. Dude, I slept like a baby. We were sleeping for 5-6 hours with little to no attacking. And again, mine and Sean's platoon, Sean was running, I was PSGing for him. Sean was like, we're not going to go attack these guys. They've had it pretty rough. We're going to make sure our shelters are secure. We're going to get ready for the rain. We're going to do these other secondary tasks that are weather specific. We might go out and do some stuff here and there, but for the most part, we're going to give them a break and we're going to relax and get ready for the rain. Nick's platoon, on the other hand, or at least dudes from Nick's platoon, were like, no, fuck that. And they just kept going out and poking these dudes all in the wee hours of the night. And you just had NATO guys breaking off left and right. Like, in Colorado, like, so many of those NATO guys weren't even waking up. They're like, oh, we're getting attacked again? Whatever. Man, that can't be fun for them. That sucks. I mean, that's West Coast NATO. But if I understand correctly, Midwest and East Coast, it's kind of the opposite. So like it's very NATO centric in the Midwest and the East Coast, and it's just kind of like a numbers battle against Rus 4, or so I have heard. Hopefully, if they do another force event in November at Muncie, I'll get a chance to go and experience it. But that's what I've heard. Yeah, no blank fire. All right, so the no blank fire thing. So there was 2 things about Colorado event. One was we were not allowed to use pyro because there was a county-wide burn ban. Because they had like a dry season, this, that, and the other thing. So that was a county thing. The blank fire was specific to the AO. Now, mind you, that AO normally is a Boy Scout camp venue. So they do shoot guns there, but it's on the other side of the property that is never used by airsoft events. The airsoft side of the property is closer to neighbors that complain when there's gunfire, and that's why there was no blank fire allowed. I thought it was tied in with a burn ban. I asked Max, and he's like, no, that's not true. He's like, no, that was the pyro thing. The blank fire was because it was going to piss off the venue's neighbors. They said no. Otherwise, yeah, I'd be the same way. I want to, once I can buy my AK, hopefully sometime this year, I basically want to exclusively do blank fire. I want to get away from airsoft guns at some West, and I only want to do AK blank fire. The only reason I'm not going to M4 blank fire is I don't really have the money for the amount of blanks I want to get. So because the AMS thing, I went to Vegas a couple weeks ago. I got to stop spending so much money on hobbies so fast. Oh, what was that? Okay. Different vibe. Yep. No cheap. No. So the AK I want, it's gonna be one of two things. It's gonna be a Kalash 103 that's still available, because there are websites that still have inventory of Kalash AKs, or it's gonna be a Zastava, because I still want a kick-ass AK that I can still use for like regular shooting stuff, because I still, hopefully next year, I'll be able to buy a ticket for the Kalash Bash. That's what I want to do. And those tickets sold out almost immediately. I want a Gucci AK. So for me, it's either going to be Zastava or a Kalash. Because the Kalash USA AKs were still good. Like, I got tons of buddies that have them. PSA makes good AKs also. But I wanted to go either Kalash or Zastava. Yep, M70. It's going to be the Redwood, and I got to get the Cali compliant model. So you have to buy them as a California resident. When you buy a rifle online, generally speaking, it has to come pre-installed with that stupid little grip triangle thingy. You can buy a non-California compliant rifle, have it shipped to an FFL, and they can do the California modifications, but they have that FFL or that store has to have additional permits to be allowed to do that, because I asked one of my local gun stores that specific question. So that sucked. So I'll probably end up dropping close to 15 on an AK, and I'm fine with that. I don't care. For as much as I'm going to run it, and for as much like real gun stuff as I want to do, yeah. I thought about getting back into shooting. I don't think I will. There's a couple classes here and there I'd like to one day take, but not a lot. There's just not a lot that interests me in the gun world anymore. I got burned out on guns. Like, oh, cool, I shot cardboard again. Woo! It's just like the last time I shot cardboard. Woo! Like, all the instructors I want to train under don't train that often anymore. Like, Pat McNamara, I'd love to train under him. I'd love to take a class from him. Matt Graham Combat, I would love to take his shoot house class. I don't even think he does that. He owns a watch company now, so who knows? Shit happens. Yeah, so I'm pretty in love with either Kalash or Zastava. And I saw some of the Zastavas at SHOT Show. I came. I'm not even going to play it like I didn't. That was sexual for me. It's not even like the gun community necessarily in California. It's just that, like, if you look at all the instructors out there, they're predominantly teaching the same thing over and over and over again. Because you can only reload, a certain few ways. Like, there's no brand new way someone just discovered. It's not like theoretical physics, There's only, a few ways you could emergency reload a gun. There's only a few drills you can do on a flat range, shooting it one targets all in one direction. You know what I mean? So I got bored. I was going to start competing again, but all the competitions are almost all on weekends, and you got to get up early. Fuck that. I'm not doing that. Like, oh, we meet at this range at 8 a.m. Okay, well, that range is 45 minutes to an hour away, which means I got to get up at like 6:30, maybe 7 if I drive fast. Nope, not doing that shit anymore. Like, if there was an indoor shooting league, maybe I'd do it. There's not. I just don't care anymore. Like, I wanted to take a night vision operator course. There's a couple of them in California. They sold out. Or they just don't do them that often. Or I have something going on that weekend that's airsoft or personal. Yeah, chip stuck in my teeth. What I'm going to try and do, God willing, is either sometime in the later part of the year, I want to take finally go through the NRA training counselors course, so I can teach people to be NRA instructors, because those classes usually fill up pretty well. That's usually a pretty good way to make money. But they don't do those in the Pacific, or on the Pacific time zone. They're pretty much all in like Oklahoma. And it's like a $1,200 class, and just this, that, and the other thing. It's just a whole lot. There's a lot going on. Wyoming so far. There is, I don't think they were in Wyoming. There's a place called 88 Tactical. I think it was in like Ohio. I wanted to take some stuff there. There's classes and stuff I want to do. It's just money. Plus then the other side, it's like, okay, cool, I take this class. Then what? Let's say I spend $2,000 to $3,000 on like a super cool operator course. Fucking then what? Then what do I do? It's not like I'm going to do any personal upkeep on what I learn. What it comes down to is I just need to get some money, get my own land, and just do my own thing, right? Like, said every white guy everywhere at some point after they turn 30. Ah, damn it. I could have took the other, well, whatever. I'm going to go to the store first. Yeah, but Cody, Wyoming doesn't have good sushi or Mexican food. I'm not going to Wyoming. You know why there's all kinds of shooting places? There ain't shit to do in Wyoming. It's cool and it's pretty, but there ain't shit to do. If I go to Wyoming, I might be the most fluent Spanish speaker. Wyoming is generally guys that look like me. Alright, I'm gonna go to this. Ooh, you know what? Ah, fuck it, I'll just go to my store. Go to my shop first, then I'll go to the field, then I'll go to the bank. It's a little extra, a few more minutes out of the drive, but I don't care. I'm just gonna keep trying to do my thing. That's all. Just do my thing. That is true. Do I have friends? No, I have other friends in Idaho. That's where my friends moved. I got like 2 or 3 Army buddies that were California natives, and after we got back from Cuba, they were all like, "Fuck this! I'm moving to Wyoming or to Idaho," and that's where they are, and they're very happy. But again, no good food. I'm fat as shit, so that's a problem. Like, I get it, steak, other red meats, cool. Where's the best place to get pasole? In Wyoming. I even thought about going back and being a DoD employee, because there was a job for the Department of the Army at the Sacramento MEPS, which is like 20 minutes away from where I live, for a test proctor. But that shift is like starts at 7 or 8 in the morning. I'm fucking good. I'm good. That's my other quest, is to find just a fun part-time job that pays good, which those don't really exist, but that's why I'm probably just going to get back into shooting instruction again. Hidden amongst all the corn. Oh, we should slow down. Oh, we should slow down. Oh, we should slow down. Oh, we should slow. Okay. All right, I am back in Roseville. I'm gonna swing by my store, collect the cash from the weekend, swing by the field, collect the cash from the weekend, and then I will see you handsome nerds at some point in the future. If all else fails, I'll see you guys in the next couple weeks at Milsom West Clovis. I love you, nerds. Merging time. I will see you later. Thanks for kicking it with me on the last part of my insane, stupid drive. How do I end this now? Oh, just like this.